Wish Daddy Cash continuing to overfarm Tie farms up to the back-to-back mud bombs. This mud bomb will be taking care of Nidoqueen. Back out comes Licky, usually far too thicky, but today Wish Daddy Cash asked Licky, are you thick enough? Welcome back to the channel. You can see on the screen my good friend Ty, a person I feature regularly, a person I have nicknamed the King of Entertainment, was able to hit legend in Season 16 of the Go Battle League. Huge congratulations to Ty, and today we're going to be taking a look at the team that got him there. These battles were of course played in the Catch Cup, because this week we have no choice but to play Catch Cup or sit out. The team's going to be Articbax, Shadow Wish Daddy Cash and Skeledirge. Without any further ado, let's get into the battles. And in game 1, we see the Articbax mirror. If you've played Catch Cup, you'll know this little small looking dinosaur thing is without a doubt a top meta threat. Ty farms up. The opponent doesn't play to CMP, allowing Ty to strike first. Dragon Claw, force of protection. We see their pivot into Skeledirge. The opponent farms up a boatload of energy and then send out Galarian Moltres. However, Skeledirge has that fairy type coverage. We throw the Disarming Voice. Disarming Voice lands for huge damage. Ty is going to be able to now shield once, commit to the full Incinerate farm down, and this Crocodile is going to leave absolutely loaded. If Articbax does return, it's going to be IE dependent. Who wins CMP? Ty looks to play to CMP. Unfortunately, this looks like an attack weighted Articbax. Ty invests his final Protect Shield on the Dragon Claw and returns fire with a Disarming Voice. Disarming Voice going to be forcing the opponent's final shield. We then look to snipe with our own Articbax. Unfortunately, the snipe is unsuccessful, but we do force the energy. The opposing Articbax now nothing more than free farm, the opponent not wanting to get farmed down, send out Quagsire, and despite us being a fire type and then being a water type, Skeledirge is in the driver's seat. The first Disarming Voice gets the opponent deep into the red, the second one will be secure in the knockout, the opponent will get the Dragon Breath farm down, but Shadow Wish Daddy Cash is easy to be able to mudshot farm down, and we're off to a 1-0 start. GG's and thanks for playing. In the next battle, we see Articbax into Licky, far too thicky. This is where the team wants to see it. So Ty opts to stay in. Both Dragon Breath and Lick generate free energy per turn. So as we reach the Dragon Claw, the opponent will be reaching the Body Slam. Ty tanks the Body Slam, then overfarms and returns fire with the Avalanche. Avalanche forces the Protect Shield. The opponent opts to throw the Body Slam as soon as they get in. Ty looks like he's wanting to play out the one shield. We shield up the Body Slam. The opponent then sends out Nidoqueen. Ty builds up to the Avalanche base with the Dragon Claw, and Dragon Claw forces the final Protect Shield. And here comes Shadow Wish Daddy Cash. The opponent builds to the Earth Power, and we see the instant shield deployed. As you climb in Elo, the higher Elo you get, players are less likely to throw ridiculous baits. Ty correctly shield up the Earth Power, overfarms, returns fire with the Mud Bomb. Mud Bomb secures the knockout. Back out comes Licky, far too thicky, but Shadow Wish Daddy Cash is about to put that bulk to the test. Blizzard secures the knockout. The opponent's final Pokemon is Quagsire, and that's going to be all she wrote. Articbax into Gligar. Type of advantage is with us, however, as we're not using an Ice type quick move, it's a pretty neutral matchup. The opponent safe switches into the Quagman. We build up to the Avalanche bait with the Dragon Claw. Ty then looks to catch the Stone Edge, however you can see the opponent pause the turn. Very good discipline. They hold their energy, fire off the Mud Bomb, and Wish Daddy Cash absorbs the damage. In the Battle of the Mud Boys, it's going to be our very stoned looking Wish Daddy Cash versus the regular Quag. Who will prevail? Let's find out. The opponent gonna fire off one further Mud Bomb. Wish Daddy Cash absorbs the damage. Ty then throws the next Mud Bomb on the CMP Ty. The opponent could shield this. If they want to realign, that's exactly what we see happen. This is going to be the easiest no shield of Ty's life. We can just send back out Articbax, commit to the Dragon Breath farm down. Hopefully with Quagman out of the way, a 2-0 shield advantage. Skeledirge will be sweeping this team, and just as I say that, the opponent sends out Steelix. Of course, weak to fire, we fire off the Avalanche, doing half of the opponent's HP, and there's the pivot. Skeledirge now smelling blood. The opponent likely to try and masturbate their way through this matchup. However, Ty has 2 Protect Shields, 2 high beyond. We shield the obvious Aerial Ace bait. Ty then overfarms, returns fire with the Shadow Ball. Shadow Ball gonna leave this Gligar deep into the red. Ty then gets the Incinerate farm down, leaves with the Shadow Ball, and the opponent says no thank you and concedes the match. Articbax into Charger Bug. I always wondered what Charger Bug was, but shout out to Ledson, who told me it's actually a 9-volt battery. Who the hell designs a Pokemon on a battery? I have no idea. Also, I wasn't aware that the opponent was going to throw a Crunch, and that actually landed for some decent neutral damage. Undeterred, Ty farms up, throws the Avalanche. Avalanche vanquishes the opponent back to their Pokeball. The opponent then sends out a shiny Dragon Breath Charizard. Articbax hangs on with a sliver of HP, lands the Dragon Claw. Getting Shiny Zard below half health, we now send out Skeledirge. Blast Burn is resisted, but Charizard hits like a truck. Blast Burn gets us into the red tie, able to reach the disarming voice. And I imagine the opponent at this stage just going to save 2 shields for whatever's in the back. That's exactly what we see happen. The opponent has their own Skeledirge, and it's going to be RPS for the win, baby. The opponent really should be top left in at this stage, but Ty says, if you want that smoke, Wish Daddy Cash will give it to you. And speaking of smoking, Wish Daddy Cash looks like it spent far too much time with Snoop Doggy Dogg because it looks so fucking high. However, despite looking very high, it's got a pretty simple path to victory. The opponent looks to make the catch, no such luck, and that's going to be all she wrote. GG's, and thanks for playing. In the next battle, we'll lead Articbax into the Shadow Quagman, a channel favourite. Quagman has the potential to nuke us with a Stone Edge, however this opponent doesn't even build up to it, so it's going to be an easy Mudbomb tank. Mudbomb did do quite a lot of neutral damage, however the mudshots are essentially doing nothing. Ty overfarms well past the Avalanche baits with a Dragon Claw, forcing the Protect Shield. The opponent able to outpace us to Mudbomb. Number 2, and we see Ty invest that Protect Shield. The opponent baits with the Aqua Tail, but no bait. Will be saving the opponent's fate in the 1 shield. Dragon Claw secures the knockout. The opponent sends out Shadow Alolan Sunslash for a very nice Powder Snow farm down. If I'm honest, I would have liked to see the pivot, as we have 2 very good answers for this Sonic the Hedgehog looking impersonator. The opponent throws the Drill Run. We then see the Simul swap of Wish Daddy Cash into Charger Bug. Due to our ground water typing, we single resist the Volt Switches, however Exeter did get buffed this season, and you can see that 2 will be enough to knock out. Ty then plays to a CMP tie that he does not win. Shout out to my faction's teammate, the GOAT Homeslice Henry, for that quote. Ty throws the Mudbomb. The opponent doesn't invest that Protect Shield. Ty then returns fire with Mudbomb. Number 2, and I imagine the opponent forced to shield, which they do. Ty then looks to play to CMP again. However, the opponent already won the first, and of course they win the second. Back out comes Skeledirge. The opponent sends out Alolan Sandslash. We get the Incinerate farm down, leave with the Shadow Ball, and Ty takes the dub. GG's. In the next battle, we see Articbax into Escavalier. We see the instant pivot into Wish Daddy Cash, drawing out Superior. Ty doesn't commit to the Blizzard, instead throws the Mudbomb on the CMP Ty. The opponent evidently needs to go to school, as despite this being around 3000 elo, this opponent invests the protection. We don't even have the energy for a Blizzard, and this is essentially why I haven't really played this season. Do I think Legend makes you a good battler? Not particularly. The season is so long that players that have zero idea on fast move timing or how to count are able to reach Legend, and that pretty much tells you all you need to know. No disrespect to people that don't count and reach Legend. I'm just saying you can reach Legend and not be particularly good. As always, I've got distracted to getting back into the commentary. The opponent shielded up the Avalanche, aggressively pivoted out into Escavalier, and Skeledirge is now having a tasty little snack. We shield up the Drill Run, commit to the full Incinerate farm down. The opponent's final Pokemon is the Quagman. They're actually on Water Gun, which will probably be advantageous. However, we've got so much energy. Quagman's going to be straight in and straight out. 2 Shadow Balls. Going to vanquish the Quagman back to their Pokeball. Just Superior is remaining. However, Ty still has 1 Protect Shield. 2 high behind. We shield up the Aerial Ace. Reach the Disarming Voice. And Skeledirge is going to sweep the opponent's entire team. GG's, and thanks for playing. Moving on to the next battle. Ty has changed lead, and he is the algorithm confirmed. We lead Shadow Wish Daddy Cash into Lantern. The opponent makes a very nice catch, catching the Mudbomb onto Alolan Ninetales. However, Alolan Ninetales didn't appreciate the first Mudbomb, and they're also not going to appreciate the return of the favour. Ty makes his own savage catch, catching the Weather Ball onto Skeledirge. Skeledirge is now going to be able to get a huge Incinerate farm down. Skeledirge easily tanks the next Weather Ball. You see Ty stops attacking, trying to call off his timer. Perhaps calling this his double ice, and he's looking to save his Skeledirge. The opponent also waiting out the clock, giving us the chance to get Skeledirge out of here. The opponent sends back out Lantern. We land the Shadow Ball that does huge damage to the big, bulky, silly electric fish. Back out comes Wish Daddy Cash. We throw the Mudbomb. The opponent took the extra, so they're likely to shield, and they do. We then see the aggressive pivot into Articbax, and Ty's thought process was on the money, as it is indeed double ice with Sonic the Hedgehog in the back. This game is actually going to get super close, as that Lantern left with so much residual energy. Articbax isn't too bad in this matchup. Despite Sonic the Hedgehog resisting our dragon type damage, you can see Articbax is tearing it apart. Ty goes for the undercharge. Can we Simul KO, which would be absolutely perfect. Ty went for the undercharge. He didn't want Lantern to get any more farm. However, now we're forced to shield the Ice Punch. The Mudshot does KO. And now it's going to be Wish Daddy Cash's Bolt put to the test. We shield up the first Surf. We need to get to the back-to-back. Can we survive the Surf and leave with enough HP to survive the residual water guns? We tank the Surf. Wish Daddy Cash reaches the back-to-back mud bombs. You know the drill. The first mud bomb will be forcing the final Protect Shield. And on 1 HP and a Dream, Wish Daddy Cash secures the dub. GG's and very well played to both trainers. Wish Daddy Cash into Metachan. This might be the Catch Cup. But if you're at a decent elo, it's essentially open Great League with people investing quite literally millions of Stardust to put a team together. We land the Mud Bomb, aggressively pivot out into Skeledirge, and the opponent answers with Licky, far too thicky. The Licks are hitting us for super effective, however Lickitung can only hit us for resisted with their charge moves. Body Slam going to be double resisted and Power Whip going to be single resisted, so Skeledirge can at least fight back. We land 2 disarming voices, any one move won't secure the knockout on our Crocodile. The opponent throws the Power Whip, we withstand the damage, reach disarming voice number 3, putting shield and emphasis on the opponent. The opponent choose to invest that Protect Shield and then commit to the full Lick farm down. We send out Articbax, as Articbax definitely doesn't want to see Metachan. The opponent reaches the Body Slam, we then see the aggressive pivot into Wish Daddy Cash and snipe with a Mudshot. Wish Daddy Cash has got a lot of work ahead of it, back out comes Metachan and the opponent is going to fire off the Ice Punch. Ty with a 2-to-1 shield advantage shields up the Ice Punch. The opponent already at Ice Punch number 2, and we see Ty now go from having shield advantage to actually being all shields down. Ty farms up to the back-to-back Mud Bombs. Does Metachan want to invest that final Protect Shield? No, they don't. Mud Bomb isn't lethal, and the opponent is core broken by Shadow Wish Daddy Cash. The first Mud Bomb goes unshielded. Wish Daddy Cash says Steelix, sir. There's plenty more of where that comes from. The second Mud Bomb does force the final Protect Shield. Switch timer pops up. We send out Articbax. The opponent looking to try and farm down. Articbax says, not today, Steelix. Avalanche secures the knockout and Metachan dies to 1 Dragon Breath. GG's. It's like deja vu. Wish Daddy Cash into another shiny Steelix. The opponent say switches into Kofa Grigus. Ty fires off the Mud Bomb, lightly looking to chip and dip. Mud Bomb goes unshielded, and we see the pivot into Articbax. Articbax, the one member of the team that doesn't want to see that annoying Steel Snake. The rest of the team is going to be feasting on it. We tank the Shadow Ball like an absolute champ. Fire off the Dragon Claw. Dragon Claw forces a Protect Shield. The opponent desperately looking to realign. However, trainer, we have not 1 but 2 answers for your stupid Steel Snake. Ty sends out Skeledirge. We shield up the Shadow Ball, commit to the Incinerate farm down. The opponent probably thinking, what the heck am I supposed to do with this Steel Snake? Well, trainer, you shouldn't run it. The opponent actually sends out Charizard, make a very nice catch, catching the Shadow Ball back onto Steelix. Who would have thought people that run Steelix are able to have half a brain and make some very nice plays? I'm just kidding. Well, am I kidding? I think Break and Swipe Steelix has absolutely destroyed both the Great and Ultra League. However, Ty returns the favour, banks a boatload of energy, sends back out Wish Daddy Cash. Back out comes Charizard. Charizard doesn't commit to the full wing attack farm down. Fearful will reach a Blizzard. The opponent fires off the Dragon Claw. Back out comes Skeledirge, and Ty is not baiting. We go straight for the Shadow Ball. Shadow Ball goes unshielded, and we take the dub. We see some Shadow on Shadow crime. Powder Snow, Alolan Ninetales into Wish Daddy Cash. The opponent strikes first with the Weather Ball. Wish Daddy Cash and Alolan Ninetales pace at the same speed. Both the Powder Snow, Weather Ball combination from the opponent and the Mudshot, Mud Bomb combination from us alternate between 5 quick moves and 4 to reach each one. Ty lands the Mud Bomb, makes a very nice catch, catching Weather Ball number 2 onto Skeledirge and sneaking an Incinerate in the process. The opponent, however, has a very nice check for our Skeledirge in the form of Marsh Stomp. We force a Protect Shield with the Shadow Ball. The opponent, not wanting to hit with the second Shadow Ball, opt to dump energy. Surf will be securing the knockout. Ty takes his 2-to-1 shield advantage and sends out Articbax. The Dragon Breath's going to tear through Mini Swamper, aka Marsh Stomp. However, these Mud Bombs are going to come thick and fast. We shield up the first Mud Bomb. Ty likely to tank Mud Bomb number 2. Articbax now getting below half health. Ty over farms just before the next Mud Bomb and fires off the Dragon Claw. Ninetales is still alive, but it's so low that even a resisted Dragon Claw would probably knock out. The opponent chooses to send out their third, which is Quagsire, and Tai full sends the Avalanche. Avalanche goes unshielded. We then look to go for the wham bam combo play, but the opponent says, not today. They anticipate the switch, shield up the mudbomb. The opponent looking for the powder snow farm down. It looks like they can't get it. The opponent forced to throw. Tai just saves his shield. One Dragon Breath is going to snipe Ninetales. Back out comes Clod, but they're so slow to charge moves, they're not going to be able to double up, and we take that game. Holy, getting right into the next battle. No 3-2-1, just straight into the action. Shadow Whiscash into Metachan. We respect the potential Psychic. The opponent bait with the Ice Punch, and Tai says, I like to masturbate as well, and throws the Mudbomb. Mudbomb goes unshielded. However, Whiscash already the next Mudbomb, which will almost knock out Metachan. So Tai does get his shield back. We then see the aggressive pivot into Skeledirge. Attempting to catch an Ice Punch, the catch is unsuccessful. The opponent banks their energy and then send out Quagsire. Tai fires off the Shadow Ball. Shadow Ball lands for huge damage. The opponent gets super greedy, allowing Skeledirge to reach the Disarming Voice. Disarming Voice forces the final Protect Shield. We see the instant no shield from Tai. Dig would probably be lethal, but the opponent bait with the Aerial Ace. Tai now could shield this up and take switch, and that's exactly what we see happen. Tai gets the Incinerate farm down. If Metachan does return, they're going to be forced to throw a Psychic. Back out comes Metachan. They dump their energy. They actually throw an Ice Punch. Trainer, what are you doing? Tai survives the Ice Punch, throws the Disarming Voice, securing the knockout. We pivot out into Articbax, and the opponent's got a Lowland Sandslash in their back. We fire off the Dragon Claw on the CMP Tai. Dragon Claw is resisted, but gets Sonic down below half health. Oof. I really don't know what to say, to be honest. I'm going to try and not say something negative, but this is around 3k elo, and the opponent is masturbating left, right and centre and making a real mess of this game, and Tai takes the dub. GG's. So that is going to draw to a close today's showcase. Huge shout out to Tai, reaching legend, back-to-back seasons. Let's get it, buddy. So enjoying the content, smash that like button if you're new, consider subscribing if you like your battles featured on my channel. A link to a battle submission form is down below. And as always, a huge thank you to everyone for watching, and I will see you all in the next one.